Wow, my book almost fell over. Sorry. Hey, you guys, and welcome to my May wrap up, where I'm going to tell you guys all about the books that I read in the month of May. Like, you guys didn't already know that, but it just started to spout from my mouth, and I couldn't stop it. So, the first couple of books that I read were for my hashtag yearathon, and it was like finish / catch up on the series. So the first one that I read was Rome by J. Cronover, and this was the third book in the Marked Men series. So a bunch of awesomeness. Followed this guy, Rome Archer, who has just been like retired from the military, and he's kind of reacclimating, is that how you pronounce that word, to civilian life. And he meets this girl, Cora, who like works at his brother's tattoo shop, and sparks fly, and I really enjoyed it, even though I found Cora's reasoning once in a while like but 5 out of 5 stars. Loved it. It was awesome. And then I don't have the physical book, but I just bought the Kindle copy because it was like $2.10, and I was like, heck yes. And then it went back to $4 and something cents, like so early, like between the time that I took a nap. So I was glad that I got it. And it was Nash by J. Cronover. This was the 4th book in the Marked Men series, and it just came out in May. And I was super excited for this because I had been waiting for Nash's story since like Rule came out, which was the first book, and he was the roommate. And I was like, so Nash is next, right? And then it was Jet, and then I was like, okay, so Nash is, and then it was Rome, and then I was like, yes, finally Nash, when I was just giving up that we're gonna go through everybody. And I really loved Nash. He was awesome, and learning his backstory, it just made me even love him more. And then his love interest, Saint, I did not like at all. I was like, you can do better. You can't do better. Like, I can't even say I'm happy for you, like with Aiden and Cora. I just, no, just, you need to dump her like yesterday. Okay, you guys. And yeah, so that was my opinion. So I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars because of that. I was just like, yeah, these are not short books. So going through that whole book, I was just like, no. And then I don't have this because I gave it away. I packed it up already. Was Mr. Monster and I Don't Want to Kill You, which is the second and the third book in the Dan Wills trilogy. I'm Not a Serial Killer. Of course, 5 out of 5 stars to both. It follows this boy, John Cleaver, and he is struggling with his tendencies to kind of like call people like it and stuff. Like, he has the feelings of a serial killer, but he doesn't want to be, so he has to follow these rules. And yeah, so it's really good, kind of creepy and stuff. And I was giving away my copies because the copies are kind of worn down and stuff, and I kind of wanted to get new ones. And I was gonna wait until I actually got new ones, but then I was like, I don't feel like I'm gonna reread it anytime soon. And Alyssa wanted to read it, and I was like, this way we can talk about it. So I'm giving them to her, and they're dope. The next book that I read was Peyton's Way by Jenny Penn. This one was a reread, and I read it so I could read the sequel, so I could catch up. And this one follows this girl, and she is giving these brothers a run for their money because now she's all grown up and stuff. It kind of just leads into 50 Shades of Grey territory is all I'm gonna say at this point. But 5 out of 5 stars. The sequel is not going so well, which is why I didn't finish it. I was just like, ugh. But it follows a different person, so that's kind of a big factor. And the next one that I read was Court Appointed Loving Story, and this one was another reread, and it's about this Judge Jackson who is being protected by this FBI agent. And the sparks fly. They've been kind of wanting each other for a couple of months, but he's not sure about just if the other guy was like into him or not. And he can't just air it out because he's a judge. And then so things happen, death, betrayal, the regular romance. And then I have a book for this one. I read Skin Games by Jim Butcher. And for those of you who know, this is the 15th book in the Harry Dresden series. And I'm not sure why my voice changed during this, but I feel like I'm just fangirling all over this camera and everybody can see it. I was just so very, very excited. And I read this. And I was like, 9 hours later, I was just like, oh my god, I have to wait another year. Oh god. I was like, this happens every time. This time I was like, I'm going to take it slow. and I loved it. And it was just, you guys, if you guys have not read Stormfront, which is the first book in the series, go ahead and do it. It's awesomeness. Just keep reading, because they keep getting better and better, and the stakes keep upping, and I don't even know how this is going at this point, but I really enjoyed it and loved it. And of course, it's 5 out of 5 freaking star. Freak that, it's epic. It's epic. Okay, you guys. It blew out of the star system. Okay, so the next book that I read, and you guys are probably gonna laugh at this. I mean, I've read a lot of kids' books, a few books this month, but this is the only one I added to my Goodreads, and it was Pete the Cat, Rockin' in My School Shoes. And that's kind of what it looks like, if it's not glaring in your face. But, yeah, this one was about this cat. And, I don't know, he just likes rocking in his school shoes. Seriously, he's in the bus rocking in my school shoes. I mean, there was a whole song. And apparently, there's apparently a CD that goes to it, so I was kind of like, maybe I should get that from a friend's kid, but I knew she would probably kill me, so I'm just gonna not, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, because I thought it was like a cute, nice story. And then, the last book I read was In for Med Cabinet May, for those of you who saw that TBR, and Katie from Kit Kats Can Read hosted Med Cabinet May, where you can read Med Cabinet books, and I was supposed to read 2 books, but I only read 1, but they're in a series, so that's okay. And I read the first book in the Abandoned trilogy called Abandoned, and I gave this book 2 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I was really conflicted on whether to give this 1 or 2. I was like, it wasn't as bad as deserving a 1, but still, it's kind of like, so I ended up just giving it 2 stars. I was just so disappointed. It was supposed to be a Hades and Persephone retelling. So this girl dies, right? And then she comes back to life, and she starts being followed by this guy who's there, who like works in the underground, blah blah blah. He was the most interesting character. I think his name was John. She was not. She was like stupid, and not stupid, just her thought process was just all sorts of weird. And I didn't mind the flashback. They had like flashbacks, like, because we don't know what happened in the underground right away, so like Simon's like sometimes flashes back over there. I didn't mind that. What I minded was her and her stupid reasoning, and she was just spoiled brat, and everything else. I'm just like, are you serious? Like, I know you were 15, but please don't tell me you were that dumb. I can't deal with you. Like, I don't want to deal with her. She got out. And it wasn't even about really getting on my nerves and irritating. It was just like watching a train wreck in progress. You just couldn't stop. And you were just like, why? Why do you like her? What is wrong with you? I know that maybe you're not finding a lot of people down there underground, but you could probably find something better. Anything better. Literally. Anybody. There was a grandmother that was mentioned at one. Anybody better than her. But I am going to read the second book, because I already have it on my Kindle. I'm going to see how this shakes out. It's probably going to shake out like I thought, but I'm still going to torture myself and read this whole trilogy eventually. So, yeah, there is that. Because the writing style was really kind of easy to go through. It was kind of quick. It was just, yeah, not the main character wasn't that interesting. So you guys let me know what you guys read last weekend. Last month. What was one of your favorite books? My favorite book, of course, was hands down Skin Games. I mean, I didn't have a new favorite couple or anything like that. I mean, one of my most interesting characters was definitely John Cleaver from the I Don't Want to Kill You serial trilogy, and apparently one of my most hated was in that Abandoned book, but it was my most disappointing book. Not hated, actually, just disappointment, because I feel like I built it up inside with myself, because I liked the Greek mythologies. So you guys let me know what was your favorite book, favorite couple, disappointment, anything from last month, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.